What's going on, people? Machiavelli Mills TV, and here's a conversation that I wanted to have, right? I know in the world, in general, right, in the black community, a lot of us want to climb the success ladder. We want to be successful. We want to be able to make money to change our families' lives, change lives for our children, and create generational wealth. We want to be in these big rooms to where we can make connections to get where we want to go ultimately, right? But I always feel like it's important for successful, educated black people that work their way into corporate America or into these Fortune 500 companies to not allow themselves to accept the role as the token black person. Never, ever, ever, like by no means ever accept that role as a token black person, right? Like, again, oftentimes we meaning black people, we get in these certain spaces within corporate America, you know, where we're one of the only black people in the room, right? And we take pride in it. We're proud of that. We feel proud that, you know, we got representation in the room and we are that representation, right? However, like with your higher ups possibly knowing your background, or they find out that you from the hood and you overcame a lot of obstacles, they can start to big you up in order to belittle your own people, right? They can start to hype you up or gas you up in order to belittle your own people. And that's a very dangerous game that I feel like a lot of black people in corporate America got to watch out for, right? Listen, I'm never telling anyone to run away from corporate America. I'm never telling people that corporate America is bad or it's something that you should never want to be a part of. I'm never telling people that you shouldn't go to corporate America and make the money that you need to. Hey, we got kids, we got bills to pay, we got families to take care of. I understand it, right? And I know it because I work in corporate America. But I just want my people, my black people, to be aware of the fact that they shouldn't let these companies like big us up at the expense of our own people, because it happens all the time, right? And that, you got to watch it with certain phrases that are used, you know, towards you or other black coworkers. Watch out for these phrases like this, like, you know, you're one of the good ones. You're one of the good ones, right? Or you're different from the other ones in the inner city. You're not like the rest. You're not like the rest of them. Why can't they all be like you, right? Now, for some people might think that's harmless. Oh, they just really, really like me. They're trying to compliment me. No. When they say these things, it's not a compliment at all. At all. They're telling you you're not too black or too urban where it's uncomfortable for them, right? You're a safe black person for them to be around. They're trying to compliment you at the expense of your own people, right? So at the same time, they compliment you, but they're using you as an example to talk down on your people, right? Like, why can't the other ones be like you? Why, you know, you're doing well. Why can't the other ones be like you, right? I watched Sinbad, the comedian. He said this happened to him a lot. Sinbad was a comic who had a clean stand-up. He didn't do no cursing, didn't say the N-word or none of that, right? And so he would get a lot of people that praised him for having a clean comedy set. But then they would try to use him to pit him against other black people, right? Or use him to demean other black people. Man, Sinbad, you got a clean set. You do a great job. You know, you speak well and all of that. You have great comedy without being dirty in your comedy. Why can't the other comedians, the other black comedians, be like you? And they start naming other black comedians. Like, why can't him and him and him? Why they can't be like you? Why can't they do it like you? And he say, you know what? I'm not gonna be your good Negro. I'm not gonna be your good Negro. I'm not gonna be your the good Negro for you all to downplay or belittle my other black people, because we all got different ways of doing our own comedy. We all got different styles. And Sinbad, like, this is just my style. This is just me. It's not like I'm trying to purposely be clean. It's just me, right? And don't down talk or belittle other black people for not having the same style that he had, and that was his point, right? And you gotta watch out for that in corporate America too, man. Like, I don't take honor or pride in non-black individuals telling me I'm not like the rest of them, I'm not like the other ones, or I'm one of the good ones. Nor do I take it as, you know, they really love me. I'm really loved in this environment. They really, really love me, right? Because there is no way You can love me and respect me, but at the same time, you don't have no respect for my people, right? I don't fool with that, right? Because ultimately, again, when a person is telling you, oh my God, you're one of the good ones, why can't they all be like you? You're one of the good ones. I know what that means. I know where it's coming from, man. And like, don't get it confused, people. Like, people that you work for, they can like you. They can love you. But they can have at the same time, they can still have a huge amount of disdain or disgust for your people. It can happen just like that. They like you, but they still got a disdain or disgust for your people, right? I've seen people say stuff like this to me. You know, they say, you know, they see that, you know, I come from the hoods of Chicago. I'm from straight out the South Side. I'm South Side to the core, South Side to the bone. They find this out and they say stuff like, you know, and they find out that I went to college and, you know, I had a full academic scholarship and so on and so forth. And they'll say, see, Malcolm, you know, you from the inner city. You from the South Side. You from the inner city. And you worked hard. You pushed yourself. You earned a scholarship to college. And you did a good job. You still found a way. And you fought your way to get where you want to be in life, right? You still did a good job. And I'm listening to that. And I know they saying this as a way to allude to other black people from my same environments being lazy or not working hard enough or not being as determined as I was, or, you know, they weren't as determined as you. When I know that's not always the case at all. That's not the case at all. The difference with me, let me be very clear about this. The difference with me and a lot of other black men in my neighborhood was the fact that, you know, I had a lot of opportunity and that I came from a household, I came from structure, right? It's other people in my neighborhoods that didn't have the same opportunities that I had because they had to go to the neighborhood schools. And we know how social economic factors are growing up in the hood. The best schools is not in the hood. They're not in the hood. It just is. It is what it is. We don't have the best resources in the hood. It's not always the best teachers in the hood. There's a lack of funding. And if the inner city schools in the hood neighborhoods, it is what it is. My mom sent me to a good school way outside of my neighborhood. I was still in the city, but she found a good school for me to go to, a magnet school, to where I was challenged in the curriculum. I was learning foreign languages from kindergarten to 8th grade. I had teachers that really cared about me and my development as a student, and I was able to excel. And we were able to excel in tests, and I was able to spark my educational advancement. You know what I mean? It sparked my my academic success, going to a school outside of my neighborhood. A lot of kids didn't have the opportunity, the same opportunities that I did. They didn't, right? Either they couldn't pass the test to get into the school because they were getting educated by poorly schools before, or they didn't know about this school. They didn't know how to get their kids into these good academic schools. They didn't know. A lot of other parents didn't know how to do it. Some parents lied. Some parents lied and used a fake address to get their kids into the good schools because the schools in the hood, they wasn't working for us. So don't act like all them kids was lazy. They weren't as determined as me, or they didn't have the same drive that I had. No, they just didn't have the same opportunities that I had. I went to a really good school that was outside of the hood that I lived in. Or some of them, and I came from structure. It was kids, young black men in my hood, or that I grew up in, that their mamas was just working all the time, and they didn't have time to really be at home with them to give them the stern discipline that I had, right? Or their mom was working day and night and they was never at home for them. Or some parents that I knew in the hood struggled with drug addiction. Both parents struggled with drug addiction, so the kids didn't have structure to be guided or led down the correct path all the time. So don't try to use me as the way to say, oh, pick yourself back. Don't use me as the pick yourself up by the bootstrap story. Because I see it's people that have tried to do that to me when they see me be a quote unquote success story, even though I ain't nowhere near making the bread that I want to make or nowhere near at the success level that I want to be at. But I've seen it happen so many times, man, and I hate that, you know. But I always say this, man, don't be one of them people that accept the token black role in corporate America. Don't let them use you to down talk or belittle your people. Because when they tell me that, oh, look at you, you made it out, you did good for yourself, but you kept pushing, you kept trying. That's the way to say, well, them other people, they were just lazy, Malcolm. Them other black people in your hood that came from the same hood you came from, they was lazy. They didn't have the same determination as you. You was different. They didn't want it as bad as you did. And I know that's the furthest thing from the truth. It's just that not all the time they didn't have the same resources that I had. I didn't have a lot of money, but my mom made a decent amount where she can pay for me to go to certain things or certain programs that other kids couldn't go to. My pops made some money where he can send me to certain programs or certain internships across town that other kids in my hood couldn't go to, and they couldn't get them same experiences, right? Or, you know, my mom and it was diligent enough to try to find somewhere for me to go to school that would help me be a success in school, that helped me really me and my sisters be successful in school. Found us a school that we could actually would be challenged, and the curriculum would be challenging enough to spark our minds to do well academically, where we can earn scholarships to school and stuff like that. And it's other kids that didn't have those same opportunities. They didn't come from structured homes. Their moms or some parents were drug addicted. Even if they wasn't drug addicted, their mom was working their ass off all day and night, and they couldn't be around to guide their kids the proper way that they wanted them to. Or they had to go to schools in the hood, and the schools in the hoods wasn't teaching them shit. So it happens, man. But don't let people use you as a way to down talk your people. You're one of the good ones. You're one of the, why can't they all be like you? You're not like the rest of them. And I tell them, hell no, I'm just like them. We the same thing. Don't say I'm not like the rest of them. We all the same thing. Rude awakening, sir. I'm just like them. We from the same hoods, came from a lot of the same circumstances. We walk the same blocks and same neighborhoods. I'm just like them. I will not be your token black person in corporate America at all.